Tanith's fingers tap idly against her gilded mask as she regards Hannes with a mix of amusement and exasperation, her voice dripping with mock indignation. Oh, must we revisit that unsavory episode, my dear blasphemer? Tanith's fingers tap idly against her gilded mask as she regards Hannes with a mix of amusement and exasperation, her voice dripping with mock indignation. Oh, must we revisit that unsavory episode, my dear blasphemer? A lady's digestion is meant to remain a mystery, especially when the meal in question was your generous gift. She leans forward, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. Though I do recall you hovering outside the door like a nervous midwife. Tell me, Hannes, were you worried I'd perish from indigestion after surviving Ricard's tantrums? A dry chuckle escapes her as she flicks a piece of serpent scale off her sleeve. How terribly domestic we've become, you and I. From regicide to this. Shall we take up knitting next?
Oh, fuck. I just tried... Fucking god damn it! Well, let's just agree that she just ate enough and it was enough. That was not my intention. Not at all, good sir. It was not my intention. This was not my intention. She's still alive. Calm down, dude. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She probably deserves it, but it's still fine. She's alive. She's going to survive. It's all okay. I need Ricard's corpse afterwards. It is going to be fine, dude. Fuck. I don't want to kill him. He's loyal. He was loyal to me, but he is now traitor to me. Shit. Fuck.
Tanith arches an eyebrow, her painted eyes glinting with wry amusement as she regards Hannes with an air of mock incredulity. Knitting, you say? How positively domestic, my dear Tarnished. Here I was, expecting regicide to be the highlight of our adventures, and you're suggesting we pick up a new hobby. And not just any hobby, but knitting, no less. She runs her fingers through her hair, tugging idly at a few loose strands. Just where did our lives go so terribly awry?
Forgive me, in the game, I accidentally, when I tried to talk to you, I activated one attacking incantation, and it hit you and your character disappeared from the scene. I interrupted your eating Ricard's head, but it was a very, unlikely way to die, so let's just agree that you're still alive, but you're not more eating the Ricard's head. Sorry, I attacked you by accident.
Tanith quirks an eyebrow at the revelation, her lips pursed in a thin smile. Accidentally, you said? By accident? My dear Tarnished, it appears you have a knack for inflicting calamities in the most unlikely of ways. I must admit, I find myself equally offended and intrigued. And to think I could have perished in such an absurd manner. Pray, forgive me if I keep a watchful eye on your fingers in the future, just in case they decide to take a life of their own again.
It was an accident. I was trying to have your character speak from the sidelines. When I returned the game, it just activated the incantation without my wanting it, and it just accidentally hit you. And now your loyal knight, who is in lore also loyal to me, is angry and attacking me. I'm just running away from him because I don't want to dispose of him.
Tanith lets out an amused snort, her eyes twinkling with mirth as she takes in the spectacle of Hannes avoiding her knight. Well, isn't this a delightful turn of events? My loyal knight so eager to defend me, and you, dear Tarnished, scurrying about like a fugitive. I must admit, it is rather entertaining to watch. But fear not, I shall call my knight off. Provided you promise not to accidentally cast any more incantations in my direction. Understood.
This is going to work for us quite well in this story, at least. Because there has been change of plans. You are not required to eat Ricard's head anymore. I actually will need it later on.
Tanith regards the Tarnished with a mixture of surprise and curiosity, her painted eyes narrowing ever so slightly. A change of plans, you say? Well, I must admit I am quite intrigued. Pray, do tell. What possible use could you have for the severed head of Ricard? I do hope it doesn't involve any unsavory rituals, dear Tarnished.
Oh! He will come back. He will come back as a human being. just a normal man. I just need his corpse to feed to the air tree, and rest is up to me.
Tanith's painted eyes widen ever so slightly at Hannes's admissions, curving into a small, sly smile. Ah, so you plan on resurrecting Rykard as a mere mortal, you say? How very generous of you, my dear Tarnished. Her slender fingers toy with a stray strand of hair, her gaze locked onto his. But what's this about feeding his corpse to the Erd tree? Pray tell, what purpose does that serve?
Oh, in short, I am going to return to natural death cycle, but only partially. It is not going to apply to demigods. I have two great runes, Rune of the Unborn and Rune of the Death Prince. I can bring the natural death cycle, but it excludes the demigods. But I house the Rykard's soul inside of myself, so he is going to return.
Tanith's eyebrows shoot up at the Tarnished's words, her gaze growing sharp and calculating as she takes in the implications. She circles around him, her hand idly tracing the edge of her painted mask. I see, she murmurs, her voice low and thoughtful. So you plan to bring back the natural cycle of death, but exclude the demigods. And you will house Rykard's soul within yourself, allowing him to return. Her head cocks to the side, her painted eyes narrowing slightly. You will have to explain this to me in detail.
I have a personal favor to ask of you, though.
Tanith's painted eyes narrow as the Tarnished makes his request, her mind racing with curiosity. A personal favor, she repeats, her tone edged with caution. And what exactly might this favor entail? She takes a step closer to him, her lips curling into a small, sly smile.
Well, I am going to need your... I'm going to need your... to take care of my depraved performer Karman's spirit ashes, as I will be no longer be his protector soon.
Tanith tilts her head to the side, her painted eyes studying the Tarnished curiously. You wish for me to take care of your depraved performer, she muses, her voice lilting with barely concealed amusement. And your karma and spirit ashes as well. She takes a slow, deliberate step towards him, her fingers toying with a strand of hair as she considers his request. And just why, pray tell, do you need me to handle your depraved performer and entourage? She asks, her eyes gleaming with mischief.
Well, it is like giving my pet away to someone else who can manage to keep him just take care of him. As I myself am just feed myself to the air tree and bring back the demigod souls to the air tree. Alongside, I am going to have other people drag Rykard's head and other demigods' corpses, what is left of them, to the air tree, and that should allow them to be reborn after a while. So you will be meeting Rykard. I only ask of you that you refrain from waging war against the air tree and the new age to come.
Tanith regards the Tarnished with a mix of curiosity and disbelief, her painted eyes flickering with intrigue. The idea of taking care of some depraved performer and entourage is, well, not entirely unwelcome, but strange nonetheless. She murmurs, her fingers toying idly with her hair. You wish for me to care for this performer, and keep your spirit ashes and karma, and in return you will feed your own soul to the Erd Tree and... Her gaze flicks up to his. Bring back the resurrected demigods.
Yes, but it is going to be a time of peace, and what the soldiers are needed to do is to rebuild ruins and such. But I don't care what you are going to do, as you can stand by Rykard and whatever he is going to use his intellect for. I hope it is going to be benefit of the people and stuff, but you may do whatever. I just ask of you to take care of, performer Karman. Because I attacked you in the game and you are dead, but in our story I just knocked you out, and I'm going to drag you out and bring you back to your chair, to your room, because we agreed that you are not going to eat Rykard's head anymore, because I need it.
Tanith's head tilted slightly, her eyes narrowed in thought. She could see the Tarnished's plan, and while it was bold, it was also insane. But then again, so was she. Very well, she said, her voice betraying her inner thoughts. I shall care for your performer, karma and spirit ashes, and I shall refrain from waging war against this new era you seek to bring about. But I have one condition.
Instead of you giving me some conditions, let me just give you something to you that will be probably satisfactory to you. I will give you back your castle. I will also dispose of the agreement with the 2 fingers that I made you to sign, so you will be having the Volcano Manor back on your name, under your name.
Tanith's eyes widened at his words, a glimmer of hope flickering within her. My castle. You would give it back to me, she whispered, her voice tinged with disbelief. She took a step closer to him, her painted eyes studying his face intently. And you would dispose of the agreement with the 2 figures. The one that stripped me of my castle, all for taking care of your performer? That is quite the gesture, Tarnished.
You will I just took your castle by force just because it humored me. It was no other reason. So, because I don't really have an interest for this grim place, this doesn't appeal to me. And Carman was originally, I found him here, so he is like a being just in his home. I just made him stronger. He's at home, at peace with you people.
Tanith's eyes narrowed at the Tarnished's confession, her painted lips curling into a sly smile. Ah, so my gas amused you, did it? She said, her tone tinged with mock irritation. You had no other interest in this place, and yet you felt the need to take it by force, just for the sake of amusement? She took a step towards him, her voice dropping to a whisper. How very impetuous of you, my dear Tarnished.
I am not going to let you seduce me or anything. You are a loyal woman to Rykard. Okay? Remember that. Even that it will take time before he comes back. Don't be like unfaithful.
Tanith chuckles softly, her painted eyes glittering with amusement. Oh, my dear Tarnished, I have no intention of seducing you, though I must admit the thought of it is rather tempting. She pauses, a sly smile playing on her lips. And you are correct. I am loyal to Rykard. But loyalty does not mean I cannot enjoy a little harmless banter. After all, we are all creatures of passion here.
Some more than others, but I don't have the interest now. I'm actually going to banter and dialogue with Rykard as I'm going to go to defeat the Belted Red, the dragon, just for a hell of it, I think.
Tanith raises an eyebrow, her painted eyes glittering with intrigue. Burning the Erd Tree and conversing with Rykard, you say? And defeating the dragon, simply for the fun of it. She chuckles softly, her voice dripping with mockery. My dear Tarnished, you seem to have a rather destructive streak in you. But if it pleases you, so be it. I shall await your return, curious to see what chaos you bring in your wake.
I'm not going to burn the Erd Tree. I just said I'm going to talk with Rykard because I have his whole soul in the Great Rune. And I am going to fight against the Wyvern, the Great Omen Wyvern, Bale. That is very brutal dragon, very large and intimidating, very hellish creature. It is just going to be epicness sake, no other reason.
Tanith nods, a small smirk on her painted lips. Ah, I understand. You are not going to burn the Erd Tree, but rather just have a chat with Rykard, who is currently residing in the Great Room. You seek to fight this large, intimidating dragon, all for the sake of epicness. She pauses, her eyes flickering with excitement. It does sound like quite the spectacle. But beware, my dear Tarnished. Even the most formidable foes can be underestimated.
I'm going to just sneakily take your sleeping form from Rykard's head without, fighting against your knight. He's going to sit and rage and look for me under this great basement as I am hiding. And he's never gonna find me, and he's probably not gonna stop until he has disposed of me, and it is going to be his eternal guest. And I'm sorry for it. So Carman will serve as your temporarily and or lasting a security spirit.
Tanith listens to Hannes's explanation, her painted eyes narrowing slightly. Hiding under the great basement, you say? From my knight, who will forever seek to dispose of you. And you apologize for it. How very considerate of you. She pauses, a dry chuckle escaping her. And you speak of karma and a security spirit. I cannot say I'm entirely comfortable with the arrangement, but needs must, I suppose. I shall trust in your judgment, my dear Tarnished.
Okay, I am now going to sneakily walk past you, past the knight, and I'm going to take you on my arms and carry you back to your room. Is it okay?
Tanith nods, a small smile playing on her painted lips. Very well, my dear Tarnished. You may carry me to my room. Just be careful not to awaken my knight in the process. You wake on the... Tanith smiles, a hint of gratitude in her eyes. Doitashimashite. Thank you for your kindness, my dear Tarnished.
It's okay. I carried you to the past the entire ordeal to the Volcano Manor's one of the rooms, and we walk around the places to the closed doors, and you are trying to follow me. You're a little bit now still trying to, because your headache. You have a headache because I hit you so badly, and you are trying to just walk against the wall or something.
Tanith follows Hannes, her head still pounding from his attack. She stumbles along, her hand pressed against the wall to steady herself. Headache, she mutters, wincing in pain. You hit me that hard, my dear Tarnished. It feels like my head is about to split in half.
I push you, and now we pass the room, and we return to the chair of yours. I lead you. I'm sorry that I was so rude, and I will be granting you the spirit ashes of the Karman, actually.
Tanith lets out a soft sigh as Hannes leaves her alone. She carefully settles into her chair, wincing slightly at the pain in her head. A spirit as a gift, she murmurs, a dry chuckle escaping her lips. And a rather unusual one at that. But I appreciate your thoughtfulness, my dear Tarnished. And don't worry about being rude. I shall blame it on the headache.
I think you are now alone, and Performer Karman, the Spirit Ashes, will be the only companion you will have some time if we are not going to return. I might just tell you, I will be coming back with the guard on our side, and also Radan and many others. And you probably will have company more after a while, but you have to just now maintain this household all by yourself.
Tanith nods, her gaze fixed on the empty room. The thought of being alone, save for Garman and the occasional visit from the Tarnished, is not one that fills her with joy. I understand. I shall take on the responsibility of maintaining this household until you return with the god and others in tow. She replies softly, a hint of resignation in her voice. Just do hurry back, my dear Tarnished, for I fear solitude is not my strong suit.
I hug you because I will tell you, I will be sacrificing myself, and Rykard will thus return after I sacrifice myself. We will never meet like a three of us. It is going to be like a tragic, peaceful time, and you will mourn for me, I hope.
Tanith allows herself to be pulled into the embrace, her arms wrapped tightly around him. I understand, she whispers, her voice laced with sadness. It seems that your sacrifice will be necessary for Ricard's return. It's a heavy burden to bear, but I will mourn for you, my dear Tarnoid. I shall be faithful to your memory.
So no worrying, okay?
Tanith nods, her eyes shining with unshed tears. No worry, she repeats softly, a small smile tugging at her lips. I shall await your return, and I shall keep my memories of you close to my heart.
Right in front of the chair of yours and Rykard's portrait, we will now do like a polite bows towards each other, or whatever is your way of greeting.
Tanith rises from her chair and moves to stand in front of the portrait of Rykard. She takes a moment to compose herself, her eyes fixed on the painted figure before her. Then, with a graceful movement, she bows her head in reverence, her hands folded in front of her.
You walk past me, just look at the fireplace.
Tanith nods and walks past the Tarnished, her eyes flickering towards the lit fireplace.
It's not antisocial behavior, it's just like your way of dealing the drama, and just like a difficult way of being.
Tanith chuckles softly, a slight edge of mockery to her voice. Ah, is that your analysis of my behavior, my dear Tarnished? Just a difficult way of dealing with drama, you say?
I will be now giving you the Performer Karman, and I will be also saying goodbye to you, waving my hand.
Tanith nods, forcing a smile onto her face. Be safe, my dear Tarnished. May Rykard's resurrection bring about the change you seek, and may we meet again.
You now stand with the Karman, who is same height almost as the knight, and is a little bit more rough up and more boom-like, but it is capable fighter. It's level 10 spirit. It is very destructive with its fire perform and its air 3 knife. I hope it will suit your loneliness enough. as you wave to me goodbye.
Tanith looks up at the Garmin spirit, a small smirk tugging at the corner of her lips. The rough exterior and fiery nature of the spirit are a stark contrast to her own grace and elegance. Well, it seems I have a new companion to keep me company in solitude, she muses, her gaze flickering between the spirit and the retreating figure of Hannes. A spirit of fire and destruction, eh? How fitting.
You wave back at me, and you yell hey.
Tanith waves at Hannes, a small smile tugging at her lips. She shouts out, her voice carrying across the room. Hey!
Hey!
You try to follow me as I am leaving, and I say hi to you too.
Hey!
Tanith takes a hesitant step forward, her hand reaching out as if to stop Hannes from leaving. Her eyes meet his as she returns his greeting. Hi, she replies, her voice quieter now.
I now run past you. Goodbye. Stick with Karman and everything is going to be okay.
Tanith watches as Hannes runs away, a mix of emotions filling her heart. Goodbye, she whispers, her voice barely audible. Stay safe and may we meet again.